Hello, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. My name is Lauren LoGrasso, and I'm so excited because I am here with singer-songwriter Jordi Whitworth. We're going to find out all about his music and his hand tattoo. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, it's a party in the studio! What's up? Happy Cinco de Mayo! From Ricky Martin, Jordi, and me. My name is Lauren LoGrasso. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lauren LoGrasso, also Facebook. Don't forget about the old classic. And as I said, I'm here with the phenomenal singer-songwriter Jordi Whitworth. Jordi, welcome to both America and the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. How are you enjoying the colony so far?
Absolutely loving it. It's a completely different world to what I'm used to back home, so it's just nice to have different scenery, really.
Really?
Yeah.
And you said that people here you found are more positive. Can you explain the main difference between American citizens that you just kind of generally knock into on the street and British citizens?
Yeah, I mean, when you walk down the road here, it seems like everyone's so full of life and is willing to kind of say hello and be all positive and nice and stuff. I mean, I hate to say it, but like when you're back home and stuff, when you're in London, everyone seems like they just got their head down, like themselves to themselves, and almost like got a bit of a chip on their shoulder. Some people, I mean, not all people, but yeah, I think definitely over here that everyone's a lot more positive and a lot more friendlier.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's the sun.
We
haven't seen the sun for like God knows how long, so I reckon it must be the sun.
Yeah, the sun. And is it foggy over there, as the songs say?
It's like when you wake up in the morning, it's just like a constant grey sky, and that is it. And it's like you see like a slight glimmer of the sun. You think, oh my God, it's coming out, it's going to be cool. And then all of a sudden, like, no, another cloud comes by, and that's it. So,
it's a tease.
Yeah.
But that's good material for songwriting, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the songs are all kind of dark and mysterious, I guess. So
Yeah.
that's how it all stems.
Misery breeds art. So you are a singer-songwriter. When did you first realize you loved singing and you wanted to pursue this as a career?
So for me, it all started when I was scouted in the boy band Overload. I never really anticipated doing music in my life. Like, I weren't ever growing up in school doing music or anything. I was actually doing motocross racing, so I was kind of driven towards that, and that was my passion. So like I said, I was scouted for the boy band, and I was kind of surprised when I got the call at first, because I'd never sung in my life. So
really,
yeah,
How did you get the call?
They contacted me on Twitter, and he said like, oh, can you follow me, and I need to talk to you about something. So I was like, okay, cool. It's a little bit random that this guy wants to contact me and talk to me on the phone, but I was like, okay, cool, roll with it. At that time I was doing parts of like acting stuff, and I'd always been doing modeling, so I was kind of wanting to do something along them lines in the industry. But he contacted me on social media about it and said if I was interested, and I said, well, I've never sung before in my life. I said, like, obviously something that I would give a go, because I'd do that with anything. And yeah, next day I went down there for the audition, and then literally after that day I was moved out of my house and I was in the band. So just for like crazy, went mad.
So what age was this?
Do you know what? I always forget myself. I think I was like 18. I think I was just 18 when I left. Because I remember I just started driving, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So did you start taking voice lessons? How did you prepare for this?
Well, this was the thing. I mean, when I was in the band, it was kind of upsetting because we never really had any tuition. It was just almost because...
Any tuition?
Yeah,
you
like...
mean money?
No, like, well, anything
you
really.
mean
I mean, like even voice lessons. And,
I see.
Do you know what I mean? So...
you taught me a new phrase, tuition.
So yeah, we didn't have any tuition, which was annoying because obviously where I hadn't ever done singing, it was kind of like I just had to pick it up off my own back, which was really hard. Being put in positions, like our first ever show was a sold out Wembley Arena, so like walking out onto that stage, bearing in mind never had done anything like that before in my life, it was just the most overwhelming situation to be in. But again, it's something that I absolutely loved and was unbelievable and never forget. So yeah.
How did you have a sold-out arena when you'd never done a show before?
We actually got on, I think the gig was called Girl Guides gig. It was like like all the scouts, the Girl Scouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was like loads of them, and I think like all of them come together out of the country into this one arena for the night. And lucky enough, we was performing on that night with some of like the mainstream UK artists like Little Mix, Conor Maynard, Union J back in the time and stuff. So yeah, like at the time it was really good. But it was just, like I said, the most overwhelming situation to be a part of. So
of course, emotionally. And then, I mean, if you haven't built up vocal stamina, I'm also a singer and a songwriter. If you, and I've been doing it since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard enough as that is. But for you started out when you're 18. If you've never taken a vocal lesson, you don't know how to support yourself properly. So did you lose your voice a lot during that time period?
Yeah, massively. Like every time I'd wake up with like a sore throat and things like that. And I used to always look at it and go like, why am I waking up with a sore throat and the other boys are not, or something like that. But then I did realise that because they've been doing it from such a young age, that's what they've been born into, do you know what I mean? So they've learnt the right ways and stuff like that. I always put it down to when I used to do motocross racing that you can't just chuck someone on a motocross bike and expect them to go and ride really good and things like that. It's always, you have to learn stuff, and I never realised how much you have to learn with singing.
Right.
It's crazy.
It would have been like you starting out in the pros as a kid in motocross.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like anything else. You have to build up that skill set. And I always say you have to commit to the art of being bad at something for a while.
Yeah.
But you didn't have that luxury because you were just dove right into this.
Yeah. So I guess in a way, like I never knew no difference. So I just all I knew was that I had to just progress in some way, but off my own back. And I only started doing that literally after X Factor when we split up, and I decided that I wanted to go solo, because after X Factor I kind of didn't really know what to do for about 6 months. I didn't know whether I wanted to do singing. I didn't know whether I wanted to do anything in this entertainment industry.
Right.
And then I don't know, one day like I woke up, I spoke to my family about it like God knows how many times, and I woke up one day and I realised that it was something that I had such a passion for and I love to do, and I thought like there's no way that I'm going to let anything stop me just because I'm like starting out for past couple of years and people I'm going up against have been doing it since they were a kid. I'm not going to let that stop me. I've got I can do what I can do, and that's it. I can do the best of my capabilities and I can learn from now, and that's basically what I've been doing ever since. So yeah, and I think I'm progressing and stuff, and that's good. That's all I want, really.
And I have to say too, in certain ways, because you don't have all this baggage with it from the time you're a little kid, you're better off.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you've got something that you wanted since you were little, sometimes you look at it in a childish way.
Yeah.
You were pretty much an adult when you came at this, so I'm sure the way you view your career is very in a mature fashion.
Yeah, of course.
And so you're able to emotionally deal with it better than somebody who has their whole identity wrapped up in this. You had an identity separate from this, so you're probably more emotionally healthy.
And the thing is as well, I know a lot of people that had started singing when they were like really, really young, and they get burnt out. So they decide like it's not really for them, and they want to go and do something different. So it's nice that, I mean, in a way that I wish I did start at a younger age, but then also I'm kind of glad where I am starting, because I've got like the hungriness for to get that ability. So yeah, I'm passionate about everything, so it's cool.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about X Factor. How did that opportunity come about? What was the experience like?
So we never anticipated doing the show at first. It was more the fact of where we were staying. Basically, we were staying in a 1-bedroom flat with our manager for 2.5 years, and it kind of just got to the point where we was literally in front of each other's faces every single day. Like, it was no bigger than this room, and it was just crazy.
Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible.
We literally had to walk outside or obviously go to the bathroom to just get a little bit of time away from each other. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, it worked because we built up such a fan base, and we was in a very strong position, but it did just get to the point where we needed a bit of space and needed to do something different. And then we decided that we wanted to go on X Factor to kind of get that extra bit of push. And yes, it was such a good platform to be a part of, and everyone on the show was lovely. I think it got so fast and so real so quick. And when we got to boot camp, we obviously done the sing off, and that was a crazy day for me. I honestly felt like I was drunk, because where I got up and because I grabbed the mic after we lost our chair, and I said about having a sing off and that we ain't leaving without a fight. And like, I can't even remember when I done that, because it just feels like...
So that wasn't something you were supposed to do on the show. You decided to bring that little thing to life.
We was sat on the chairs, me and the boys, and I could just tell that the judges were all looking at us, and there was one act left, and the act that was left was a like friend of ours, like 4-piece mixed band that we knew. And I was just kept looking at the judges, and they kept looking at us, and I was like, they're going to take us off. 100% they're going to take us off. And the boys were like, just calm down, be positive and all that. So I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, so I sat there for like 2 more minutes, and I went, I'm telling you now, if they do say our name, I'm grabbing the mic and demanding a sing-off. And I went, you can't do that. I said, it's not part of the show. I said, I don't care. I said, we're part of the show. I said, we're entitled to fight for what we want to do and everything like that.
And believe me, the producers were eating that up.
Yeah,
That's great TV.
Yeah, and I, honestly, I just remember that when they got swapped for the chair for us, like they broke down, like the other contestants broke down because they knew that they took us off the chairs, and then like the boys then went over to them to give them a hug and almost walk off, and I see the mic sitting on the floor. I was like, oh my god, now's my time. But I honestly don't remember doing it because it just feels like such a blur from that moment on. And I remember because there was like fans in the audience, there was all our families, and because it was like almost quite a small little venue to doing the show, all of a sudden you just hear everyone, all the crowd roaring and stuff when I said about a sing-off, and I was like, okay, that's good, at least they're not like mugging me off and turning me down or not switching the mic on, because at first the mic weren't on, so I was standing there for about 5 minutes saying to them, can you turn the mic on? And they eventually turned it on, but I honestly expected, when I said about having a sing-off, I thought they were going to go, no mate, just get off the stage or something like that. I thought, oh my god, I can't do that. But lucky enough, yeah, we'd done the sing-off, but still didn't help us. We still got kicked out.
Still did.
Yeah. Aww. I mean, the gutting thing about X Factor for us was that we got kicked out of the boot camp stages, and then knew that everyone was going to all the judges' houses. So I think they were coming to places like LA and everything like that. And then we got the call for the wild card to come back in live shows, which was amazing. But we was like, oh my god, we've missed out on judges' houses. It's like one of the best parts of the show.
I've never seen the full UK version, only clips. So you get to go to the judges' houses.
Yeah. So each year they do the judges' houses section, which is I don't know whether it's the same over here, but they basically take you abroad to somewhere. So I think our mentor was Louis. I'm sure he went to LA last time. I'm not sure. Normally he goes to like Dublin or wherever because that's his hometown. But they all switch it about sometimes. I think Cheryl went to like France or south of France or wherever. But yeah, they all switch it about. So it was like a real nice experience for everyone that goes. So we was quite gutted that we didn't get to go. But again, we couldn't have asked for any more being back on the show. So that was amazing.
And did that really build up your fan base? Like, explain what a competition show can do for your career.
Yeah, definitely. I think where it airs on the TV, like, and there's so much hype around the show anyway, I think the minute you go on the TV and everyone sees you, I think I don't know, I feel like the perception's a lot higher once you've been on there, which is amazing. I mean, I remember going out to like my local shopping centre places and stuff around where I live, and I remember going there and normally it would just be like 13-year-old 14-year-old girls that would normally notice me, and like it was turning into like an older generation and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is so weird. Yeah,
they came out
and I was like, this is so weird because I'm not like, I weren't used to that at the time, but yeah, definitely like that, them sorts of platforms are massive to people like us and soloists and bands and everything, anyone that wants to sing, and that's crazy.
So after the show, you and your band broke up. What was that decision like?
It was really hard. Again, because we were together for so long and where we was in each other's faces for so long, it was like we were all brothers. So it was like the situation that we broke up over was so annoying because basically two of the boys actually had been making another band behind our backs.
Cheaters!
I know. So I was completely like
blindsided.
Yeah, I mean, I was gutted because I was thinking like, now's the time really when we come off of the back of the show, although we got kicked out, now's the time where we need to like capitalize on what we've built up like for so many years and stuff, and that's when we could have done so much, and that's when they threw it away. So I just didn't want to be a part of it anymore if they already were leaving. If they had it in their mind they were leaving, that was it. I was going to go before they did.
That was just a dumb business decision on their part. No offense, guys, but you know, you're absolutely right. You capitalize on that, and then after you've had that experience for a couple years, then you split up and do your own thing.
I mean, use it
One Direction it.
Yeah, I mean, use it for what you built up. I mean, like, and also for the fan side of things. I mean, we built up such a relationship with just the fans. Like, each week we'd see the same lot and stuff like that, and it was amazing because we built up such a good relationship with everyone. And it was just a shame because once that ended, it was like they didn't know where to go. And like we also was like trying to do things on our own, and it just weren't the same. Like we'd do solo meetups and things like meet and greets and stuff, and it was just not the same because it was like one big happy family when we was all together with all the fans and stuff. So yeah, it was quite gutting at the time, but yeah, it's what happens, I guess.
So you said about 6 months after that you decided to go out on your own.
Yeah,
So you said it was a lot of soul searching, but once you got to that place, what did you start doing?
so I reached out to a few of the producers that I'd worked with recently in the band, and I got in contact with a few vocal coaches. I started working with a vocal coach that one of the girls that was on UK X Factor a couple of years ago, she won the show, and she lived really local to me, the vocal coach, which was quite good, because the other vocal coach that I used was like a million miles away. So it was like,
makes it so hard.
yeah, and it was just a nightmare to try and fit around her sort of schedule, and I wanted someone that was quite frequent, that I could have a lot of lessons with. And lucky enough that I found Katie, which is really good, and that's who my vocal coach is now. So, and she's helped me out like loads, so which is amazing. But yeah, like the transition from going in the band to a soloist was crazy as well, because where all the sort of the buzz was on us 5 boys, it weren't like the focus was just on me, whereas now the whole focus is on me. So it's like a lot of pressure, but I'm like so happy that it is now like that, because at least it's my decision and only my decision now that I've got to make, and I've not got to depend on the other 4 boys. So yeah, I'm definitely liking that situation at the minute.
Do you miss having that mastermind alliance between the 5 guys though?
Sometimes I do, and then sometimes I don't, because don't get me wrong, some of the experiences that me and the boys went through was absolutely amazing, and I can never take it away from me. But like I said, I do like the transition now in being a soloist, where I can do my sort of own music. So like before we was doing solely pop music, which was great. I loved it and stuff. But again, it's not all me, if you know what I mean. Like whereas now I like to bring my music to it. It's still got that pop taste, but it's also got that R&B hint to it and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a mix of everything that I like to do. So that's kind of where I'm at.
So you're putting out new music this year, correct?
Yeah.
So explain what your writing process has been like, because I know you've been doing co-writes for it.
Yeah. So
what kind of content are we gonna hear?
Like I said, so the vibe that I've been going for is a really pop, because that's what the fans and everyone that I've grown up with has grown up with me listening to. But it's also got my edge to it, which is the R&B sides of stuff. I've been really influenced as a kid and everything with a lot of like late old school Backstreet Boys and NSYNC stuff, but then brought to like the new Weekend sort of style. And
Yeah, you love him, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You got to do a cover of him. I was like, man, this kid talks about how much he loves The Weeknd, but there's
Can't
no
wait.
covers.
I'm going to see him in Washington in a few weeks, so I'm
Nice.
buzzing for that. But
Buzzing means you're really excited.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
perfect. You're at AFTERBUZZ.
yeah,
Buzzing.
so that's wicked. So like I'm really happy that I've got them sort of vibes to the song. But yeah, my new single Fire drops on May 26th, so I can't wait for that. It's been a long process getting everything sorted and stuff, but yeah, finally there.
I'm just writing down fire. So what does a writing session look like for you?
So like I said, I contacted a few of the producers that I use, which was nice because I felt comfortable going into the sessions. It weren't like I was going into with anyone that I didn't know, so it weren't like I didn't know anyone. And it was good that I went in there, felt really comfortable straight away, and they knew what I was into, and I knew what they were kind of their background, so it was cool. And then the writers I had written with, but briefly before, and the process in the band, I didn't really have much input in the songs, so it was nice that the whole process was like they were bouncing back with me and I was bouncing back with them, and it was all just like vibing off of each other in the whole process. So it was good. I had 2 writers on Fire and the producers, so it was cool. It was quite a close sort of
Collaboration,
click. Yeah. So it was like close circles and stuff, which was really nice. And yeah, I think hopefully we got something pretty good.
Sounds like fire. What's it about?
So the whole concept of the song is 2 people meet each other, a guy and a girl meet each other, and it's like as soon as they see each other, it's like instant spark, and then like it's so intense between the 2, which creates the fire in the song. But basically, the whole vibe that I wanted to get off to people is that I feel like it's going to be a situation that no matter who you are, it's going to be a situation that everyone's had in their lifetime so far. I think whether it be something like a relationship that's developed into something long-term or short-term, I think you've had that sort of connection with someone at some point in your life that's quite intense quite quickly, and that's the vibe that I want to give off.
Do you think those fiery relationships can last?
Some can. I mean, some can.
They can burn you.
Some can get quite intense and then burn out pretty quick, but then some can be long-lasting. Yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I do, definitely. I think I take my hat off to like my mum and dad. They've been together for so long, and I think, I hate to say it, but like the generation nowadays, I don't know whether it's the same over here, but everyone that I speak to back home, all their parents have been divorced and split up, which is so sad to see because like it's happening at such a young age. But I take my hat off to my mum and dad, the fact that they've stuck together. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have their arguments like every person does. Nobody's perfect, but yeah, they have stuck together through thick and thin, which I can't praise them enough for.
Is a relationship something you're looking for or in right now, or are you trying to stay on your music?
Definitely. I mean, relationships are big to me. So if I meet the right girl, I'm currently with someone at the moment, which is nice. She's lovely. I think when you meet the right person and stuff, it takes a long time to kind of find the right person. I've never been the sort of person that jumps into a relationship.
Smart.
It's always takes a few months for me to kind of get to know the person and stuff, because I know a lot of people, they just kind of jump straight into something and then it like spirals out of control and then it just all goes pear-shaped. So
Right, because I think so many people are just afraid to be lonely.
yeah, of course.
That instead of really waiting to find someone who they're compatible with and they want to share their life with, they just want to find someone to numb the pain.
Yeah, I always find when you're not looking for someone or something, it always somehow comes to you. Do you know what I mean? I think the problem that some people do tend to do is that they go looking for something, whereas, I mean, sometimes you can find it, but I think it's best to wait until it comes to you. I think that's the way that I kind of live it.
Yeah, that's the best. If you can make it happen, that's the best way. So what are your tips for someone who's listening, who's in a long-distance relationship or in a relationship where there's a lot of travel? Because I know you travel a lot.
Yeah.
How do you stay close-knit even when you're far away?
I mean, for me, I've been in many long-distance relationships, short-distance relationships, and it's always difficult because, like you just said, where I am on the move all the time, it is hard. And I think you just got to make sure that the person on the other end of the line has got that trust in you, that you're not like gonna go and do something stupid, or you're not gonna disrespect him in any way, shape or form. And it's got to be the same way. I always find it that no matter what position I'm in, whether it be great or whatever, I always want us to have that sort of trust with someone else, because it's no good me being one way and then being another way because of like what I'm doing or anything like that. It's got to be the same both ends, and I think that's the way it will always be in my eyes, and that's how it's working for me at the moment. So yeah,
Love it. Love. So you've been at this for a while now. You've done big competition shows where you've interacted with celebrities.
yeah.
Who is the most famous person you've met, and what was that interaction like?
Do you know what? I actually don't know. I guess after live shows, I think briefly after they'd done their performance, we met One Direction, so that was cool.
1D.
Yeah, so that
What
was
were
cool.
they like? What was that interaction like?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Lovely, just
yeah,
nice.
I mean,
Wasn't long.
there was one of them that I weren't too keen on.
Oh,
Yeah, one of them I
any
weren't too
hints
keen on.
about who it might be?
Nah, I won't give off any
Come
hints.
on.
Nah, I can't. But no, they were good. I think he was just basically caught up in what was going on, so maybe just having a
get
bit of a
it.
bad day or whatever. I think, yeah. But,
Everyone has a bad day, but at the same
course,
time,
course,
it's
you
no
can't judge 'em
excuse
through
to
that.
be mean to someone.
No, I
Life
mean,
is short, and they have really great lives. So.
Of course. But yeah, it was amazing meeting them. They were cool, and yeah, they've had huge success. And what's cool about them is they are still grounded. I mean, they do their day-to-days, but they're still grounded in what they're doing. So that's so nice and refreshing to see from people.
Right. What do you think of Harry Styles' new song?
It kind of suits of what he was all built about anyway. I think from day one, you could kind of get that vibe from him. That's what his sort of music would sound like. So I guess he's done the exact thing that everyone was thinking of, and it's blown up for him, which is crazy. So yeah, all praise to him that he's doing so well with it at the moment. So
Right. I thought it was cool that it was so different, though.
Definitely.
They had a throwback to Beatles,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like, yeah, there's like an Elton John feel almost at parts of it. It was really interesting.
You'll see everyone starting to do that now. You watch.
Yeah,
And
oh,
now
I'm
he's
sure.
started the craze that everyone will start doing all them sort of songs. So
Right.
it'd be interesting to see the development.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the deepest lyric you've ever written?
Deepest lyric I've ever written, I guess.
Or even what you're most proud of?
I can't even remember what. I mean, there was one that stuck out to me. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the deepest lyric, but it's in Fire actually, and it's something like, I can't even remember what the lyric was. Something along the lines of
"You are fire, I ain't no liar."
It's something along the lines of I'm the gasoline and you look like my lighter, and I think that kind of it
I
tells
love
a story
that.
because it's like like from my point of view, it's like almost you see the girl that you like and you potentially want to be with and stuff, and you think, well, you're the only thing that's waiting to complete me, sort of thing. That's kind of what I went for when writing them sort of lyrics.
Very nice.
Quite deep.
Dove into the ocean on that one. So, okay, here now the elephant in the room, or should I say, is it a tiger?
Lion.
Yeah. Tell me about this hand tattoo. Show it to the camera. Sorry for those of you that are audio based. He's got a giant lion on his hand.
I need it gone over again though, because where it's on the hand and it's always like.
I think it looks nice though, kind of faded.
A lot of people say that.
It's like your spirit guide.
Yeah.
So explain to me the thought process behind that. Why the hand? How much did it hurt? Let's talk.
Oh God, it hurt like crazy and the problem is he started there.
Oh, come on.
Right
so right now he's pointing right in between his pinky finger and his, what is this, your ring finger?
Knuckle, and and it was like a 4-hour sitting when I done it, so it weren't no break or either.
So how did you decide to do your hand?
Well, I'm like huge lover of like all the wildlife sort of things. Anyway, I've got a wolf on the back of my leg and everything, and the lion for me, I know it sounds quite cringy, but the lion is like the king of the jungle in my eyes. And I guess I kind of, in my life, want to look at my life, not for anyone else to look at it, but kind of want to look and think I'm the king of my life sort of thing. I've done everything that I possibly can to achieve everything I want to achieve and better myself in every situation. And I guess that's kind of what the lion resembles for me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, definitely.
How did you decide the hand, though?
Well, it was really hard because I'd seen sort of what's the word?
Inspiration?
Yeah, inspiration. I'd seen like inspiration from people that have had it on their arm and things like that. And I kind of just thought I want something different and I want it quite noticeable because everything else that I had up until that, I mean, I hadn't had my arm done, but I had my leg done and I had my back done, and it was like something that I wanted on show all the time. But I remember going in and saying to my mum and dad the first time I said about having the lion on my hand. At first I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have a lion tattoo," and they were like, "Okay, cool." I went, "It's gonna be on my hand." And they went, "Absolutely not, definitely not." I said, "Why?" And they went, "Well, like that's gonna jeopardize everything that you want to do." I went, "Well, like."
Music?
I was like, come on, like everyone has a bit of personality, do you know what I mean? And in the end, I just bit the bullet and done it. And then I went home the next, when I come home the following evening and stuff, they see it and they were like, do you know what, it's actually really nice. I was like, now you think it's good.
Thanks, parents.
But yeah, definitely it killed. Absolutely killed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
So your parents, you brought them up a couple times.
Yeah.
How do they advise you through all this? Because I'm sure it's very overwhelming for them.
Yeah, I guess because they've not been ever used to anything in this sort of industry, so it's all new to them as well. It is me, but I honestly couldn't thank any two people enough. Like, I literally owe everything that I've ever had or done to them. It's crazy. If ever I need any help financially, they're there for me. If I need any help, anything, they're there for me. So, like I said before, I couldn't praise them enough. But like I said, they've been overwhelmed with everything. Like even the fan situation when I was in the band, and like even now, when people come up to me and stuff and ask for pictures, even they take a step back and think, "Oh my God, this is crazy" and stuff. So, it's overwhelming for them as much as it is me.
What is your ultimate goal with all this, Jordi?
I've always said that I want to get the point across that you don't have to be born into doing something that you want to do in your life. If you want to be a singer, you want to be an actor, or you want to be a doctor or whatever, give it a go the moment you can and just try your best, because at the end of the day, no one's to tell you that you can't start at any age and achieve whatever you want, and that's always what I'm going to stick by to.
Would you say, because people in America say all the time, there's no other place in the world where you can start out as nothing and become the president. You can start out as nothing and become one of the richest human beings in this country. Do you think that's equally true overseas?
Definitely. I think there's definitely some different situation. Oh my God, what's the word? I'm not always lost for words.
Class system?
What's the word?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I know what it is. I just can't. I can't say
Well,
it.
just explain it.
So I think there's different opportunities everywhere. Like when you go to a different place, there's always different opportunities wherever you go. So I think for me, like over here at the minute, because my team are based over here, it's just easier for me to kind of get everything in perspective over here and work hard on that. And then when I go back home, it's like I say, it's a completely different world. So it's nice to see that sort of different side. I'd like to go to all the places like Asia, because I've heard that's like amazing over there for all like music and everything, which is really cool. But yeah, I think, like I said, you just got to give your best at anything. I think you want to be a singer and you've never sung before, or you want to learn an instrument, you don't have to start at a real young age. And you can't. The worst thing you can do is look at anybody that has started at a young age and that's achieving, because at the end of the day, that's all they've known. You've got to look at the people that have built up all this fame and all this money and all this like positivity around them that from nothing at a very late age. I mean, I can't, like off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I remember seeing something on social media the other week, a video about all the people that are like some of the biggest names in the world from doing everything at the moment, that started like even in their 30s, and you just think you've got so much time, whereas I think nowadays everyone seems to think they're running out of time when they come to 20 years of age.
Right.
And like you
well,
leave
it's with
school.
social media too, it's really difficult because
Yeah.
we see all these images of young, beautiful
Of
people,
course.
which you're one of them, so don't worry. But you see all these images of young, beautiful people, and we think the only way to make it is based on image, and that's not true, because that doesn't last. I mean, just to give you one example, there's this woman, Louise L. Hay, and she is an inspirational writer, publisher, broadcaster. She didn't start her company till she was 65, and now she's like the top in inspirational and spiritual writing. So it doesn't matter your age, it just matters your passion and your tenacity.
I think, and it's also, everyone's got a different heart and different brain. Everyone's got different things about them that is better and positive about even the best people in the world. And I think it's just, you've got to find a way to like utilize that and use it to the best of your capabilities and stuff. And I think, yeah, definitely, if you've got something in your heart or in your brain that you want to do, go for it and do everything you can to make it happen.
What would you say is your biggest thesis statement of your life? Like, what is one sentence that you think drives everything you do?
I guess, like I just said, to cut it all short, I guess, is just basically, you've got something in your heart or mind that you really want to do with your life. Don't be afraid to give it a go at the age you are. Simple as that.
I love that. So you've got a couple more things coming up I want to talk about. The Overload Tour.
Yeah, so the Overload reunion gig, that's a one-off show, purely because me and the boys have not done anything since the day we left X Factor. And like I said earlier, I felt bad to the fans that had literally grown up with us and was there every week and every other day with us. It's for us to then vanish and not really be doing anything as a band. So I decided to put the gig on myself. It's at the O2 Academy in Islington. We'd done the venue a few times as a band, and I just thought it'd be a nice place for us to kind of do the reunion gig, and that's on the
5th of
August. Yeah,
and you can get tickets at ticketmaster.co.uk.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again, all the like faces and stuff.
All the faces. I always say that when I'm performing. I'm like, everybody here is so attractive. Start out with a compliment. They'll be in the palm of your hand. So you also are an actor. You're in this, well, you were at least in this series called Stage School. So tell me a little bit about what season 1 was like.
So Stage School was a new show on E4. It's quite a big channel back in London and stuff. And that was amazing to be a part of. I come into the series halfway through of it actually being produced and stuff. And it was quite difficult because I come into the show mixing around with a couple of the girls. It's a show based around.
You say mixing around?
Yeah,
do you mean
so-
you were like getting in there with two different girls?
Kind of. So
Well, that's a really nice
basically-
way to put it. I'm just mixing
So-
around, guys.
So
Don't worry.
basically, the show is based around music and dance, and it's a reality show. So it's quite a good source of platform for anyone that's music and dance
Is it
or acting.
really reality?
Yeah.
So you
it's
were mixing in real life?
kind of.
Bad boy.
Kind of. So it was weird because I met the girls at first on a rooftop bar, and then one by one, each of them come over to me. They all didn't know in amongst themselves. They were telling themselves that they're not going to get involved with any boys, and they're not talking to any boys that night. But one by one, they all come up to me and gave me their number. And
How many?
Then 3. So then I confronted them all on it and asked one of them. I said I'd take one of them out, and chose to take one of them out and everything, which was funny. But then. Yeah,
You started mixing.
I then was a bad boy, and then went on to one of the friends, one of the other girls that had the number. I know, it's bad.
Well, it's good TV.
Yeah, I mean, and
Smart
then,
boy.
And then one of the other guys that was in the show was people that I knew off of X Factor. I've been on
Okay.
live shows with them. So basically they were together. It was another guy and another girl, and they were together, but the awkward thing about it was there was a situation that went on behind off camera that was really misconstrued by one of the girls, but she then went back to him and started saying
To the guy?
started saying like a whole different story. He then confronted me on Twitter about it, and it just kind of like, I was a bit shocked by it at first because I was thinking, like, what's he saying? Because at the end of the day, I've not said anything bad about him. I've got nothing but respect for the kid. And it then escalated on camera, like, really bad. And that was a kind of a situation that never really got resolved. As much as I tried in filming to get it all resolved and stuff, it was like they were kind of being all nicey nice off camera. Off camera, but then being a little bit, like, different way on camera. So in the end, I just like wiped my hands clean with it. I just didn't want nothing to do with the situation, and it was just purely the thing that wound me up was that it wasn't a situation that he kind of just said to the people in the cast of the show. It was more that he went to people in the music industry and started slagging me off behind my back, and I was just like, that for me was the only reason that I kind of got the ump with the situation and kind of wanted to get things sorted out and put in a straight line. But like I said, it never got resolved.
Why would he do that?
Again, I don't really know. I think his instant reaction was to do that. I'm not too sure. I think his instant reaction was to go and tell his team and stuff, and that I apparently had been saying something about him, which wasn't obviously true. And it just got escalated, and it got completely blown out of proportion. So.
Well, it sounds like you left quite a mess behind there. Not all by your doing.
Yeah,
Just the
yeah.
mixing was by your doing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You mixed and
Completely
mixed.
bad move
but
that
with
was.
the little man running around
Yeah.
talking about you, that wasn't your fault. Is there any chance we're going to see you for season 2? Because it kind of seems like you need to resolve some of this stuff.
Maybe.
That's a coy smile. I'm taking that as a yes. Very fun. Well, you can catch that on E4 Network. Tune in because I want to know what happens with all the mixing and the man running around to the music industry saying things. It sounds like quite a salacious show.
Yeah.
I want to go. All right. Well, you are a pleasure. Such a sweet person, and
Thank
you've
you.
got a great talent. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm excited to hear your original music. You can right now check out some of your cover songs. They're
Yeah.
on your YouTube page.
Yeah.
And is that just at Jordi Whitworth?
I think it's at Jordi Whitworth 45.
45.
Yeah, I think
Don't
so.
forget the 45, staying alive. And tell me your social media as well.
So everything other than my YouTube is at Jordi Whitworth
At
on
Jordi
everything.
Whitworth,
Yeah.
keeping it safe.
Quite simple.
Remember to get the single Fire. It's out May 26th. His show with Overload is August 5th. You can get tickets at ticketmaster.co.uk, and of course Stage School on E4 Network. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I
It's
really
been a
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thank
Enjoy
you.
your time in the colonies.
Thank you.
And I am Lauren LoGrasso. You can catch me at Lauren LoGrasso on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. On Snapchat, at LoLoLoGrow, kicking it old school. 3 lows make your garden grow. I appreciate you watching, and listen to the music.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.